Alright, so in this video, right, I'm gonna basically explain to you, DJ Academics, since I showed you a chakra live on air. Um, I'm also tagging Showface the Mayor. Shout out to Queens. Um, when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of Queens rappers that they didn't make it big time. They just made it on like the mixtape circuit. So if I don't respect a lot of music, it's because I'm from New York, and it's just spitters that it's not even heard of, that it just annihilate the best nigga on any given day, and then it's a war. So I just explain it to you like this, Academics. Besides the music, I'm talking about land and terrain. You do have a Caribbean Jamaican flag in the back, right? We just going to jump straight to the point. I'm a Barksdale. I don't know if you're labeling a Barksdale as a Native American Indian, which we are. I don't know if some people label Barksdales as Africans or Caribbeans, which there are. But the root of my family, and you had encounters with a lot of my family from Chicago, especially Davon. Now, if there's a possibility that Davon isn't David's grandson, even though there's a story behind that whole situation, it's very, 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 very possible that Silk is my mother's cousin. So that means my father's the Barksdale, right? Now, my grandfather's the Barksdale, honestly. But his wife is New York Indian, right? So I'm going to just give you a briefing or something about the name Barksdale, because it rings bells in your head when you think of like other cities, states, and towns. Not like a Port Chester, but like a Hartsdale or a Scarsdale or Ravensdale or a Drysdale. You see how it is last names, right? So, to be real with you, Academics, the Black Indian, the Native American Black Indian, with the Negroid hair, like how you have, Showface has, and everybody else, the Black Indian, the Barksdale, we're gonna call him the Black Indian. We were slave owners and slave masters. That's where they don't teach you in high school, because it's gonna draw a fight because of people's indigenousness. Now listen, there's no such thing as a race. What's happening is that the white scientists, they're taking human DNA and human effects, right? And they're labeling it as a race or a color, when all it is a natural mechanism that a human has. For instance, when you're labeled a Caribbean, your eyes have this spin effect. The reason why your eyes, such as Kai Cenat, he has it in one eye. Some people have it in a right eye. Some people have it in both eyes. It's just a lack of oxygen. You didn't run around a lot when you were a kid, right? And it's probably genetic, and your parents are probably the same way. But genetics can skip. Your parent can be in complete shape, right? And you can see what we mean, because you have this look. It's like an eagle-eyed look. It's like a bird look. You know how birds have this speed demon look? And it's kind of like related to an indigenous look. That's because a bird consumes a lot of air. More air than it looks like it consumes. A bird is stronger than what it looks. And it's due to the oxygen being in high climates. So if you have a human being, right, who maybe was depleted of oxygen somehow, the mother and father was not in shape at all in his genetics, or maybe the mother and father was in great phenomenal shape, and that's genetics also, and the baby starts out very low. So they labeled races of people by an effect that the body and the brain has, and they call it Caribbean. So now, what the Caribbean shows is that you deprive him of a lack of oxygen. This is what makes racism, right? And what the Caribbeans did before the houses were built and apartments were built, right? Before this was a way of life. That's why we go bald and we get fat and we lose hair and stuff like that. And the Pacific Islander was in New York first. That's what my grandmother's argument is about. The Caribbean goes and treads water and lives in the water. That's what the first definition of a Caribbean was. Okay? Just like the first definition of the word Fagget was a blue-eyed man. Right? And then they extended and made other definitions after that, such as food, such as timber tied together, is bound together and used as fuel and fire. Right? That's another definition of the word Fagget. Right, timber, you know, the trees. So what we do is we tie the trees up, right? And we put it in fire, like the twigs and stuff, and we bound the fire together. And that's called the Fagget. And then you have the latest definition, which is offensive, that applies to the community. So they took Caribbean, that you lacked in oxygen. The sun has a different effect on you. Right? Your skin color doesn't turn red, or it doesn't turn the gold yellow color, or it doesn't turn the green that you're looking for. Because it does turn green, but it's a dark green. There's different shades of green. There was an olive green Indian. So what happened was the man with the blue eyes, the man, think about flags now. You have a Jamaican flag that's green, yellow, and black. Then you have a certain way that you talk, which is called patois. And if you look across the pond, across the ocean, you have the other black people who are really white, and it's who? The Irish. And if you look at the Irish colors, it's just not the Jamaican colors with what? The black in it. It's white if you look at it, because you have the yellow and gold. That stands for Aboriginal skin color. You see what I'm saying? You see the racism? The yellow is Aboriginal skin color. The green was the olive Indian that made it with the other Indians. They were open to having sex and having babies. Certain green Indians were open to experimenting and having sex and seeing a new baby, because they noticed that their skin color was different than everybody else's. And then you had a red Indian who was absolutely racist, which was my family. Right? So what happened was, the world is together, the land is together. We're going to fight because I'm comfortable here and you're comfortable over there. Don't teach me that you're comfortable living in the water and then you're going to come where I eat and then take a shit. So that was the grand plan of racism, that the white man with blue eyes, who has everybody's attention because their eyes are blue, not a chakra. Because it was Indians back in the day with chakras. It just activated from the earth. Every chakra you get is from heat. There's no such thing as getting a chakra indoors. You can't get a chakra. Well, you get the yellow chakra indoors, but you're so hot and it's what you're doing. The deadlift, that's how you get a yellow chakra, because you're constantly moving the stomach down into the legs. And what you're doing is you're making the two legs another pair of lungs. So therefore your yellow chakra is going to be activated. So besides that, you have to be outside to get everything else. Okay? Maybe the orange too. Okay? Because let's just face it, if you deadlift outside, you'll get the yellow chakra. So that's why, and it has to be hot. So besides that, what the white man did with blue eyes, and it's not a blue chakra, it's blue eyes, and that's genetics. They found a way to colonize people. So if you look in 1660, or just put in the 1600s, and you look at the colonization of Virginia, the motherland of America, you start to understand what happens. Why we all look alike. Why do we look alike? is because we all look like the Virginia and North Carolina Indian. You see what I'm saying? You see our skin color? I don't think you understand that yet. So now we have another thing called Hispanic. I'll go back to the Caribbean behavior a little later because it all goes with color. All right. So you have something called Hispanic, the Latin, the Thai people. They were grotesque and they were big and they were able to consume and eat more than the regular Indians. But the thing was, they looked just like us. So you got the Barksdale Indian that look like the Teneo Indian that looks like the olive green Indian. And then all of a sudden you have the Spanish people that came on boats just like the white people. And they look like us too. We just all different colors. But the thing that stands out besides skin colors is what? The body size and the hair. So now you have an opportunist who has blue eyes and feel like he's a victim and she's a victim. Meanwhile, they're targeting our cute babies, right? That we didn't mate with yet. And the Caribbean babies, right? They're just targeting us. It was smart because when the white people came over here, they were friendly and they did have an intelligence. And intelligence was what? Infrastructures, buildings and houses and apartments. It was a little bit more protective from the wildlife. Let's face it, lions, tigers, bears, gorillas, wolves, all of that that's in the jungle and all of that's in the zoo was over here in America. Don't think none of that stuff was over here because they still come over here and you'll still see it. They're still over here. So they had the white people, the pilgrims, they had another way of living because they knew about a boat also. And so did the Hispanics. Now the real Hispanics before the Hispanic Indian from the other side of the world came to this side of the world and they made it with the Teneo Indian because that was the Teneo Indian's choice, right? When that happened, a war started, and that's where civil war comes from. Civil war is inside of your country. That's the West versus the East. That's the North versus the South. It could be the North and the West versus the East and the South. That's civil war. It's war amongst each other in the country. Not the whole globe and not international. All right? That's why there's sanctions as purges. You heard of a purge, right? That goes hand in hand with a civil war because other governments are losing their money. So now that we're categorized in these colors, these languages that was made, because we used to talk in sign language with like head movement and pointing. We weren't saying words. So it was a big scheme and a big test. All right. So now that we got that established with the Caribbean, and with the Hispanic, we got to go to the Asian, what we known as Asian, right? You see, they have an indigenous look also. See, they're strong. They're stronger than the Hispanics who the Teneos was impressed by. You notice the Teneo pursued the Hispanic Indian. We can see it now. Dominican, Puerto Rican, Brazilian, all of that. It's all the same thing, right? However, it was the Asians. They had a more monstrous side of them, right? And it made a boundary on the land right then and there. It's just like the Caribbean. Okay? So with the Asians, they stood together. With the Aborigines, the Aborigine Redskins, not the Aboriginals. Well, you can say the Aboriginals too, but the Aborigines is tricky because y'all keep forgetting that the Saudi Arabians, the Arabics was over here also. They was on the East Coast. They was in Virginia. They was in North Carolina. They were green and red. So there's an effect in America to where some people with blue eyes, when they come to America, they don't have blue eyes no more, such as Canelo Alvarez. Right? You see that? A lot of Russian people that come from Russia, they have blue eyes. And when they come over here, their eyes either get honeydew brown, dark black, brown, or even orange. It's because of the weather change. It's the weather. Just trust me, it's the weather. All right, just take my word for it. Don't contest or challenge me on certain things. That's one of them. All right. Now the Asians knew that they were Asians. Period, point blank. Okay? You can't sit up there and make them do nothing. And then when they rebel a certain way, you're not going to do nothing. The Arabs left. When the white people came over here, the Arabs, the land was broken off already. Jamaica and all them Spanish countries and all that other stuff, the Caribbean, that wasn't where it was before. It was still attached to Virginia. That's why people started leaving. They started leaving because the earth started sinking from under them. Okay? And certain people came back. It was a way to leave paper trails to come back while you're in a boat. They worked on it. You see what I'm saying? So now you got the Aberranians, that's redskins and black. And they olive green too. So lo and behold, you got the white person that just categorized and made everybody separate. If you all had red skin, you was all considered something different than you was all considered a green. That's what the colonization in 1600 was. If your skin was green. If you looked like the Asians, you was just different. You got put in a different group. If you was white people with blue eyes, you got put in a different group. If you was Hispanic and you was big and you looked like the Undertaker and you looked like Kane and you can eat a whole bunch of stuff, nasty shit, and you know, stuff like that, like you was really a brute, you was in your own lane. You had the Pacific Islanders too that came south. They look like the Hispanics, right? And they get big fat sumo also, right? But they're not Hispanic. And it's genetics. You can look at their face and everything. So we either you keep saying genetics is race. Genetics is just look. That's something natural. All tigers don't look alike. All wolves don't look alike. And all eagles don't look alike. All bears and all gorillas don't look alike. So that was the confusion. So when you graduate college and you understand the confusion and then you catch somebody being giddy in their confusion, I'm not going to be giddy with you. I have the right by nature. Forget the law. By nature, I have the right to hate you. So you're sitting up here. Remind you, you said it. You said it out your mouth, academics. And I'm tagging you with Showface. I reached out to Showface, and Showface he's been making content about you, and he's right about you. You said there was no such thing as being woke and conscious, and there was no such thing as having a chakra. You said it. I sent you the video live. I know you seen it. I know you seen it. I sent you the video live. You changed your whole perspective. Now I just got to grease you up a little bit. So yesterday you was online, and you lost 6,000 views. What exactly are you doing wrong to lose 6,000 views? To give you a whole career briefing on why people feel the way that they feel about you? Okay? You labeled your name after a pair of jeans, which is cool. But if you're a DJ, you got to show us something. You have no music. You don't produce any beats. All you do is make content about black violence. You don't make any content about rock and roll, pop, reggaeton, or none of that. And you're already you're displaying a Jamaican flag in New Jersey. You're in New Jersey with a Jamaican flag, just talking about the new American Indians that's on this land now. And I mean the people that's born here. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. That's an American Indian. You see the difference between an American Indian and a Native American Indian? Right? I'm Virginia Indian, and if you look up, it's a Commonwealth state. 10 years, if I stay down there for 10 years, I get benefits, being that I was born in New York. I get benefits for the rest of my life, and I don't have to interact with none of y'all. Y'all don't have to see my indigenousness. your indigenousness, wherever you're from, it doesn't coincide with my indigenous on my side of my land. I look like the floor. I look like the sky. I look like the trees. I even look like the buildings that people build. I even look like the land that you put down. I look like it. You don't look like it. You probably look like the land that you're from. So if that's as much as God, Allah, as I can show you, right? So you lost 6,000 people. You don't make any content about white people, rock and roll. You have no judgment on rock and roll albums, but you post Grammy nominations. You pull up artists for not being big time and their names being on the billboards, but they have all the talent in the world, and you say that out your mouth. So what game are you playing? Now, this is getting personal because you interviewed my little cousin, and you asked my little cousin a bunch of questions about a bunch of killings. Now, mind you, y'all got King Von labeled as this killer of 7 people only because of what he said. I got King Von in my mind in the year 2008 as the little cousin that he was and still is and ever is going to be. And it wasn't a killer of 7 people. It was a lot of people behind him probably telling him to say he killed 7 people so he can keep the people away that killed his father away forever. So now that I'm going to show you this in slow motion, right? Because I'm going to bring up King Von, right? What does this have to do with you, academics? Here it goes, Jamaica. I'm going to bring up 100K Track, who happened to see me after I seen my cousin King Von in 2010 in Richmond, Virginia. This is my point. This is my problem, right? If y'all got a problem with the Barksdales, then say something when we there. Don't wait till you behind closed doors. I'm near in the club. The girl that's with me is from Chicago. You know Ryan Henry from Black Ink Crew? That's her cousin. She happens to know FBG Butter. She knew about my cousin before I knew about my cousins. That's L.A. Capone and King Von. She knows about Little Durk, who also is our cousin, but we just don't say it. You see that shit? Now you see the Native American look, and King Von has to die for it. But Little Durk had the cousin. I'm gonna just reveal it to you. I'm on gang shit with y'all. I'm not gonna get too old for it. I don't care. I'm gonna keep bending y'all niggas backwards until it's nothing, because I'm pulling y'all card. There's no other way to go out. There's no other way to go out. If I sit up here in the street and call you out for a fight, you can easily say no and call the police. But if I caught you back in the day gangbanging, right, and I remember you, it's all fair fucking game. But Little Durk, he gets to be with India, the Caribbean cousin of ours, right? He gets to be with India. She's not Muslim yet, and neither is the cousins. But meanwhile, I had to meet my little cousins at a funeral in 2008. You feel me? So now that I got you on this 100K Track guy, and I have my encounters with him, and I know all y'all niggas is blood, including Quando Rondo and Lil Timothy, but y'all gonna be on TV and y'all gonna be on YouTube, and y'all not gonna stand on it. We want a civil war. Period, point blank. You're full Caribbean. All you do is sit up there and drink all day. That's the other side of the Caribbeans. If they not in the water, they put needles and shit through their nose. They fucking scar themselves. It's self-mutilation. You ever ran a suicide in basketball? They call it suicides when you do the full sprint. Now think about self-mutilation, what I just taught you about a Caribbean. A person that doesn't have the proper oxygen, a person that didn't invest the energy, the proper time into themselves, and get the energy to surround the body. You see how I got a chakra? Because I'm 100% muscle. You see that? You see how I can go to 120 pounds to 170 pounds? Yes, 120 to 170. You see that? I invested in myself. I'm not going to sit up here and drink a bottle and sit up here and say how I really feel inside, but won't act on it. Because I've been a little nigga. I've been stepping. So now that you know that the cat that had the situation with Max Kellerman is related to King Von and L.A. Capone and is David Barksdale's line of blood, I'm not the other ones. I'm not the Caribbeans and the Spanish ones. I'm the native. I'm the black Indian. I'm the slave owner. Yeah, I'm the slave owners. And all that other shit that y'all talking with this, with how y'all playing sides, I'm going to pull it up too on you. Right? You keep jumping from Kendrick to Drake. They got you. I don't know if you know, certain gangs play certain games, and certain fish they get reeled in. This is it for you. And I'm tired. And this is my first video that I'm gonna make, and it's the last one. I showed you the chakra. I don't dedicate none of my material to you, right? The reason why is because you got people like Hassan Campbell who goes and steals my stuff. You see Hassan Campbell, you like the new words and the new verbiage that he uses, and you uses his words, but you're using my words, right? And what you did was, and I'm taking this shit real personal, and what you did was, is you got groomed and seasoned to talk. You're from Jamaica, you went through this little educational thing that you went through so you can be in media, right? Right or wrong. We seen you a long time ago. So now that you're watching your favorite YouTuber who's taking my shit, right? And now you're using my words, colonization. Well, guess what? I'm the colonizer. So if you got a fucking problem and you're racist because I'm not fucking Jamaican, stop pointing at the white people. You're blood also, and I'm Crip. Let's get it on. Let's get this shit cracking. I'm not playing with y'all niggas. My little cousin's dead, and y'all niggas is sitting up here just still making money, doing the same shit, and 5 years from now, I'm gonna watch another little cousin to fall victim to the same shit? And I already told you, y'all motherfuckers was in different sections. Y'all was in different sections. Y'all wanted to be in different sections. You wanted to play in water. You wanted to eat shit, and you wanted to eat a fucking bird. Period, point blank. Me and my motherfucking people, we weren't doing that shit. The most we was doing was running in the heat. Away from you motherfuckers. And y'all was following us. That's how this shit is. We would build shit, leave it there for y'all niggas, and leave. Y'all can kill each other for all y'all want. Next thing we know, magically, y'all motherfuckers is with us. Early in the morning, 7 days later, y'all done walked up the motherfucking mountain and y'all with us. You see? You keep reaching out. You keep making content about people. How you gonna make content about Drake? About Drake, come on. Let's get over this shit. What is it? Is it because he's light skinned? Is he light skinned? You like him because he's Jewish? Or you like him because he's Canadian? Which one? He has a ghostwriter. He's not busting no fucking guns. But you said Julio Fulio had it coming. And Julio Fulio didn't shoot nobody. The fuck are you talking about? What gang are you in? You blood? So is Kendrick Lamar. Jamaica. Since you over here. Right? This is you. This is your fatality, bro. You're done. You started crying when Saucy Santana, the gay dude wanted to fight you. You started crying. But now you're back up here, drunk as shit, talking about murders and crashing out. But you got people in the street standing on shit like that. A gay dude call another straight dude out for a fight, and they gonna wreck. It don't matter what the other gay dude is doing. Gay people out here beating up dudes. They in the gym working out just to beat you up. So you gonna have to man up. No. This is what I mean. You are blood, dude. I already know you blood. You got down with the 5. Y'all all get caught. You want to know why y'all get caught? A lot of y'all are Christians, right? And y'all keep playing Hindu and Hindi. Y'all keep playing us. Y'all keep playing sign language. That's what the gangs expose. Enough is enough. I've been spamming you. I'm going on wax right now, and I'm telling you right now. Right now, yeah, you lost that much money. It's because of me. Yes. It's enough. You went to Chicago and made a whole bunch of money based on my family dying and going to jail. My bloodline. As you can see, they don't stand up for each other. They don't even claim each other. The Caribbean Barstales are saying fuck the Indian Barstales. The Africans are saying fuck the Caribbeans, and vice versa. The whites, all of them, the Spanish, all of them, they all backdooring each other. Same shit, different day. And you up here making millions of dollars, right? Around 100K. I'm gonna pull his fucking dreads out his head. Just in case you don't think it's that serious. Just because he's a celebrity and you got his back, I'm gonna pull his fucking dreads out his head. How about that one? I should bring the little bitch that's from Chicago that I'm mad at. I should bring her just to see this shit or film this shit. I'm gonna pull his fucking dreads out his fucking head. It's not over. Y'all niggas thought since all your friends turn blood, you should turn blood, and y'all are gonna rule in numbers? Yeah, some call it HIV, bruh. And when metal hits blood, something else happens. Y'all fell for it. This is it. This is it. Y'all showed the whole world. It's me, Act. You lost all that money. I know you lost a lot of money. That's why you keep going. It's me. Ain't nobody else gonna pull you up on it. You interviewed my little cousin about that shit? Really? And you wouldn't fight a gay dude, though? If I ever catch you in a 100K track together, it's over. But when I catch him, I'm pulling his dreads out his head. Dead ass. My eyes don't go upside down, bitch. Right? My shits don't cross. Understand that, right? Understand that. I don't eat shit and I don't eat that. For real. Let me tell you something. I'm going to leave it with this. Right? There's an animal that starves itself, kills a bigger animal, and doesn't eat it. Alright? So just go find out what animal that is.